r/AskReddit by Reddit and chill. What is a personal question you've always wanted to ask a gay guy, but thought it was too private to ask? Do you know fairly reliably if a guy you meet is also gay? What context am I meeting this guy? For a date? Then yay. Lol. Out in public? Sometimes yay. They are outwardly effeminate, but then there are guys like me that nobody knows until I tell them. Do you have to deal with a lot of homophobic people? In my experiences, no. But I have a very understanding and close group of friends. I do know people that definitely have though. Do the balls touch? Only when you're laying on top of each other chest to chest. Or when you just want the balls to touch. My wife's brother is gay and I always wanted to ask him, how does spontaneity work? Like in a hetero relationship there isn't really any prep work that needs to go into vanilla sex. But if you want to avoid any accidents you need to prep. So say you meet someone and immediately hit it off. Do you do everything but or just say duck it? If it's that spontaneous, the bottom will know if it's worth the risk. So, how often do you get crushes on straight guys? Is that a common thing? And if so, what do you do about it? Can you tell when another guy is gay? Have you ever been wrong? Do girls really feel more comfortable around gay guys than straight guys? I've had a crush on one straight guy I knew personally. We were super close our whole lives. And I told him about it. We talked. Understood each other. I was the best man in his wedding and the godfather to his daughter. Most of the outwardly gay guys, yeah, I can tell. And yes, I've been wrong before. They feel like their so will consider a gay guy a non-threat, so I can see where they might. What does it feel like to be on the bottom, if you're not a virgin? I've never anally pleasured myself. It depends on the other guy's size and ability. And your ability to relax rather than tighten up as it tries to go in. TBH, it hurts every time it goes in initially, but that goes away eventually as you continue. Sexually, are you more attracted to the penis or the butthole? If I had to choose specifically those two things, always the penis. In general, a sexy full ass is about as good as it gets. How did you know you were gay? Edit. I asked this as a joke. You all need to calm down, lol. When I wasn't aroused by a girl but was when I saw a friend's dong when changing after swimming. And was curious to see. Feel. No more. Do you feel there's a difference between what women find attractive in men versus what gay people find attractive in men? Maybe. But attraction is so personal. You can't lump all women or gay men in together. Personally, I love feminine dudes. So I don't like muscles. Or height. Or a hairy chest. But that's something a lot of women seem to like. So to answer your question, no. It's entirely up to the individual. What was the best sword fight you ever had? Haha, that made me laugh. A black on white sword fight. I lost. Was your family friends supportive when you came out? My friends were absolutely 100% awesome with being there for me. It took my family a bit of time. But now everything is just like it was before I came out. They realized I'm exactly the same person as I was before, just more free in accepting myself. I'm gay myself. But if I ever did have children, I have no idea how our child would refer to us. Dad and Papa? Pops? Murdoch07? No idea. I think you have them call you Murdoch07 and call your husband whatever his Reddit name is. That will eliminate any confusion as Reddit usernames are all unique. So even if you marry a man with the same name as you, it will be okay. Is docking a thing? Yep. It is. When you're in a long-term relationship and receive invitations addressed to both of you, do you prefer the invitations be addressed to Mr. John Smith and Mr. Bob Jones? The Messieurs. John Smith and Bob Jones. Or, informally, John and Bob? Would marrying said gentlemen change how invitations should be addressed? Whose name should come first? Should it be alphabetical? The one the host or hostess knows best? Has known longest? The one who is oldest first? etc. Also, is there a book or graphic novel? Even an album of music that you could recommend as a source of comfort and inspiration to a young person who is high school aged and having a difficult time with coming out. That is, out to certain teachers. Family not accepting them. etc. A lot of teachers like to keep at least a corner of a shelf full of such books in our classrooms and tend to ask any LGBTQ adults we can find what they would suggest we should stock for any of our kids who might need the support of the written word. You'll be amazed at what we can squeak past the Bible Belt with banned books month and reading level. College stickers. I can only answer the first. And I prefer the former Mr. and each of our names separately. I'm not really much of a book guy, so I can't help with the second. If you do it unprotected with a guy who has eaten spicy food, can you feel the spiciness on your wee-wee? I bottomed once after eating incredibly spicy ramen. This one. It felt like my ass was burning, literally like if you hold your hand over a flame for too long kinda burning, and I had to have him stop midway. On the other hand, he made no comments on it and I was too afraid to ask. Does the idea of being with a woman intimately gross you out in the same way a heterosexual man would react to having sex with another dude? It doesn't gross me out. I just don't find the tits or kitten to be something that gets me aroused. Is it easy to pick up a dude to hook up with? I feel like most hetero guys would bang most hetero women who showed a vague interest. Lol. So finding a dude to bang, it's gotta be like shooting fish in a barrel, right? You can literally open Grindr, pick on the menu and have a coke up your ass 10 minutes later. Or go to a gay bar. I don't think I've ever spent a single evening in a gay bar without at least one dude offering me to go to the back room. The hard part is if you want to find a happy and fulfilling relationship. The dating pool is significantly tinier when you're gay. And you can't know at first glance who your potential partners are. Since virtually all gay meeting places are for sex, almost, only. It can be hard to see past that. Do you feel like people should care that you are gay? Like when somebody tells me he is gay I say something like cool and continue the conversation. Would something like that bother you? That's the exact reaction I'd expect from a respectful human being. Trust me. That's very appreciated. The world gets better with conversations like this. Good on OP. How do you decide who takes and receives? Or is it both ways for each other? It's discussed. Some guys are top only. Some enjoy bottoming. Most will do both. But prefer one more. Hey everyone. Sorry for delays in answering. Kinda passed out at 5 AM last night trying to keep up. I won't be able to get to everyone. Obviously. But if you have a specific question that was not answered at an earlier time, please direct it to me personally and I'll get you an answer. Also, please keep in mind I'm answering from my perspective. And my experiences and personal preferences do not speak for the rest of the gay community. As everyone likes their own thing. If you have a different experience or preference, please feel free to speak up so we have other points of view from gay men on some of these topics. The only way to end ignorance is with education. Why can't everyone have as much confidence as the 3 gay men that tried hitting on me at a bar a few months ago? Even though I'm straight I felt pretty good about myself after the 3rd guy tried his luck and I had to turn him down. Life would be so much fucking easier if people would hit on each other like those gay guys did to me. I think women want the man to initiate the conversation. But not in the sleazy pickup line way. I'm terrified to talk to guys I think are hot. I get intimidated. Even if I know they're straight and we would just be talking as friends. Shout out to the OP for killing it in the comments. That's what the community and humans as a whole need more of. It's my pleasure. I genuinely enjoy answering comments. Either in the thread or in private. If some people don't wanna put stuff out there. What the duck is a power bottom and also what is the deal with bears? I am one apparently and I get hit on a fair amount. I am a fat hairy man. What about that turns your crank? Is it the gut? Edit for response. Thank you so much for all the replies. I have had self-confidence issues so it's good to know that these guys just won't jump my bones. That's kind of nice. I'm straight and married but it's still nice to know. Well I'm a lesbian so the whole being attracted to a man thing is very foreign to me. So I'm sorry if this sounds weird or rude or whatever. But like, are you sexually aroused by plain old flaccid dongs? Or even hard dongs? Like, does the sex organ itself turn you on? Also, is there a specific IDK sculpt that you prefer or is considered better by people attracted to men? Edit. I love this thread. Y'all are cool. Dongs are hot. Yes. If the context is right. Then flaccid sucks are hot too. For example, just walking naked around the house. Causal nudity. Etc. Sculpt probably comes down to proportions. Head thickness to shaft thickness. 3 cm head on a 2 cm shaft looks odd to me, while a 3 cm head on a 2.8 cm shaft will look more appealing. If the center part of the shaft bows out to meet the thickness of the head, that just makes it look like a thick one. And I like that. Length to overall thickness, I'd say a 1 to 1.5 inches thickness and 6 inches length is an optimal proportion for me. 1/10 is too long and thin. 1/3 is too stubby. Overall size to body frame, large dong on a small frame will look very hung and attractive in some ways. Large dong on large frame will look average. Overall, this proportion doesn't matter too much. Balls, yes. Balls matter to me. I like them more than dongs. A large framed guy will look best with bigger, lower hanging balls, while a smaller framed guy will look best with small medium, tighter balls. It depends mostly on personal preference. Foreskin, some guys like it, some don't. I don't care for it. If it's there, okay. If it's not, okay. Here, on bigger framed guys, hair is okay to fit the bare title. But on all other times, I generally like a close trim or a clean shaven look the most. Smoothness is hot to me. And it actually does make a dong look bigger because it's not hiding behind a forest of hair. Another thing, with bears, I prefer a decent amount of trimming down there. Nothing larger than like a centimeter or 2. Anything longer is just an annoyance to me. Note, these are my preferences on sculpt. Some men may be into the sculpts that I may not like. Edit. Added hair preferences. Who farted first? In heterosexual relationships, the man typically farts in front of the woman first. Anytime I meet a gay couple, my fiancé hates it because the whole way home she has to listen to me debate myself about which one of them farted in front of the other first. I'm the girl, but I farted first because my boyfriend spooked me and it just slipped out. But also, he would go downstairs and do sneaky farts that were unbelievably loud, thinking I had no idea. Occasionally I get a feeling looking at a dude like, damn, I'd love to look like him. Duck, if I were into men this would be my idol. Do gay men get the same feeling when looking at stunning women? Not really. I'm a dude attracted to dudes. I feel those same aspirations you do looking at other guys, but also want to duck them. Is that a banana in your pocket or are you just happy to see me? It's a big banana, and I am happy to see you. When was your first moment of "oh, I'm gay now"? I am personally questioning and I'm wanting to get a gist of when I might confirm for myself. Had a moment of arousal in high school when I had a GF, seeing a friend change after swimming. Does it hurt up the poop chute? Not if you relax. You'd be amazed. Also depends on the shape of the wang. When two gay men have sex, how do they know whose penis will open up to accept the other person's penis? Bears. Beats. Battlestar Galactica. Is there a decent proportion of gay dudes that aren't into butt stuff at all? Or is that pretty much always expected? There is actually a lot of guys who aren't into it at all. In a way, it's expected. But in my relationships, it's never been an issue. My most serious relationship, we never even did any of that and we were fine. I personally don't care too much for it, but it's something to do. Wanna be friends? Sure, let's be friends. Does shitting hurt the next day? I don't mean this in a judgmental way at all, but I have never wanted to duck a woman in the ass because it seems so painful and I've really been drawn to it. I don't know, honestly, if anything it makes that easier, unless you're hung like a horse. Then everything will hurt for a day, lol. That's awesome. My family is extremely religious judgmental, so it's always refreshing to hear when others' families are accepting of their family members coming out. Lets me know the world is changing and becoming more accepting. I do have a preacher uncle who said he loves me and always will. But that lifestyle they would never fully accept. He's softened a bit since. Going to get buried in the comments. But wanted to point out an awesome show on ABC, Australia, called You Can't Ask That. YouTube.com link. Each episode is a marginalized group, gays, disabled, immigrants, etc. And they have people write in anonymous questions and they have a small group of those people answer those questions candidly. It's basically this Ask Me Anything, but for all kinds of groups. Thanks OP for your post and thoughtful responses to all the questions. Ducking like and subscribe.